I want to thank y'all for joining in to the Activist. Well, this is not the Activist Show. This is the Truth Hurts, and I am TAD Activist. This is Bible Study Saturday. I was gonna have it tomorrow, but all this playoff and Super Bowl stuff, people distracted, and I didn't want too much distractions. It's not a big game today, or this evening, or tonight. If it is, I'll be through. So today is a very good day to teach because here in Funky Town, Fort Worth, there's ice on the ground. It snowed last night, and a lot of people are just in and didn't go to work today, didn't go out, didn't do nothing. So this is a chance for you to learn something if you want to have some Bible study with me. So today we're going to talk about the lie they say the Bible symbolize. You know, there's a lot of lies that they say that the Bible symbolize. We've been taught when we was little that this means this and this means that when it really don't mean that. And since some of it that did mean that, they didn't tell the whole truth of what the whole meaning of it. We leave a lot of stuff out, and it's been lies that's been told from our our ancestors, slave masters, and it has been taught to them, and it has been generated to us. And we teach those lies, all that bull crap. We teach a lot of stuff that we don't, that we spread. That we spread like a disease. And so I want to, just go over some little stuff. This is not nothing, no preaching sermon or nothing like that. This is just some teaching, something that we're going to go deeper in. Get your Bibles, get your phones ready to look up scriptures or whatever. I got scriptures up here, and here we go. We're going to first start off with Psalms chapter 78, okay? I hope y'all day is going good, especially y'all who are in Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth, the Metroplex area. I hope that you drive safe and slow. Don't be in a rush to go nowhere because I'm telling you, it's easy to wreck out here on this ice. So, here we go. Let me get my coffee, let me check my views, and we are going to get started. Okay, so now we're going to get started with this. Okay, there's a lot of noise, distractions here and there. You're going to hear outside people playing in the snow and stuff. So music on, you might hear a little beat in the background from the neighbors outside playing in the snow, got the boom box going. So excuse all that. We're going to have some fun because I'm in my office right now. This is where I teach. I'm trying to get this going so that we can get your day going. Okay, here we go. The lie that they say the Bible symbolizes. There's a lie. There's not truth all about all this, man. So that's why a lot of people don't want to go to church. That's why a lot of people don't, because you're not feeling it. It's not really the truth. You're only feeling conviction, and you're not really feeling the whole truth. You're feeling conviction already. We're being oppressed, depressed, and stressed out. We're already being that. We're already being targeted. We're the main race that's targeted. We're already all of that. And then we have to go to church and still not be told the truth that's really about us. Now, this is what I'm talking about right here, you know? So, I mean, this is something that needs to be brought out. And here we go. So, first of all, we're going to get started with this right here. Let's go to, I got my notes right here. We're gonna start out with what race survived. Okay, now when we talk about the Bible and what it symbolizes, the Bible symbolizes us, the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah. If you're not the tribe of Judah, the seed of David, come from the seed of David, the seed of Benjamin, the tribe of Benjamin, the whole house of Israel. If you're not part of that, then the Bible is not talking about you. It's talking about our enemies also, but I'm saying that it was made for us to inspire us to keep us moving. And then when they say basic instructions before leaving earth, that is a real good definition of the Bible. I mean, the meaning of it, the letters go with it. It is instructions for us to how to and what's going to happen, what we need to do, how we need to live in order to survive out here. And we're the only race, the only tribe that has survived a genocide, slavery. We're the only race, that has survived mistreatment, discrimination, hate groups against us. We're the only race that is still living. But we're dying by the numbers. But I'm going to show you scriptures where it's going to show us where we're not going to ever be wiped out. So let's just make a long story short. What race have survived slavery, Holocaust, and being scattered all over the world and survived and still is a nation? There's only... You can't say the European Jews or the Jews who Hitler murdered. You can't say it's them because they're wiped out. The Lord promised to not end us as a nation. Did y'all know that? So if we are the original, we come from our seed come from the original Israelites, the seed of David, the original Hebrews. Our seed comes from that tribe of Judah, African Americans. We were slaves in this country just like our ancestors were slaves in Egypt. They were slaves in Egypt for 400 plus years. We were slaves here for 400 plus years. See how the numbers match? And see, I've had lessons like this before, but I'm going to go over it again because now it's kind of deeper. And the Most High God, the Lord, my mechanic, I call him my mechanic. Y'all can call him what you want, but I call him my mechanic. He is to me because he fixed me. Every time I break down, he fixed me. So we were the only race that was scattered. So I'm gonna show you something. What race? Now let me read this to you right quick, so you'll so I won't lose you, and you'll know where I'm coming from with this. Okay. So I don't want to lose you, and I don't want to get lost. Okay. we all go around saying that the European Jewish nation that Hitler murdered and stuff, it was 6 million of those Jews, I believe. Yeah, it says 6 million, that those were, and we have commercials and stuff where it says help a couple of them that's still living in some, I don't know. And that was, those commercials are so old, 20 years old, and it's the same people that was 90 years old 20 years ago, and they still got that same person that was 90 years old 20 years ago, still got that same commercial with that same person that's probably 110 now. Really is dead, and they still showing the same commercial just to get money. So go on with all that. All that's a lie. We have forgotten who really to support, who really need the help. They have been wiped out. But the ones, the original, let me read this to you. The European Jewish population that was targeted for annihilation, for annihilation by Hitler during the Holocaust was shattered and fundamentally transformed. Shattered. Now my heart and prayers goes out to their souls, and that the Most High God, let His will be done according to their souls. I have nothing against what happened to them. I pray that nothing ever happened to nobody, no race, no tribe, something like that ever happened again. But it said they were shattered and fundamentally transformed. But it is not considered a nation in the sense of a sovereign state or a concentrated, cohesive territorial entity today. It is not considered a nation. But it is not, but in the Bible, the Most High said that He promised to keep us as a nation. So if those European Jews was considered, that's not considered a nation no more, He just said it. But the Most High God in the Bible, I'm going to show you where He said that He's going to keep us as a nation. So He's not talking about them. He's talking about us. Because we're still here. After all those slaveries and all of them being scattered, King Nebuchadnezzar, Pharaoh, our ancestors being enslaved, bringing it down to us, to where Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, marching, protesting, being sprayed by water hoses, murdered, lynched, thrown in prison when innocently dying in prison, still to this day, and we still are considered a nation. We're still here. We're still considered a group of people. They categorize us as African Americans. The genocide which murdered approximately 6 million Jews destroyed centuries-old vibrant Jewish communities across Europe, particularly in Poland and the former Soviet Union. See, the reason why they didn't destroy us because the Most High God in the Bible said He would scatter us. He said He was going to scatter us. So we was all parts of the world. So we're scattered all over the world. And that's how come they didn't destroy us. They took them all at once in one group and killed a lot of them, put them in concentration camps and murdered them. They made us slaves and scattered us. And we ran and hid in Africa because we were black, dark brown like the Africans, and we blended in with them and migrated with Africans. That's why they call us African Americans. The slaves trade started in South Africa. That's why they say we was weak, because they took us and stole us and not fought back. We didn't fight back. It wasn't meant for us to fight back because the prophecy would not have been fulfilled. So we would have fought back. The prophecy in the Bible would not be fulfilled, that we would have been we would be taken as slaves. If we would have fought back, we would have been wiped out and extinct like the European Jews, who y'all call the European Jews. We are the ones who are still here. We are the ones who the Bible is speaking about. Y'all better get that through your thick skull. This is true. The Native Americans, The Latino Americans, y'all in this too. Y'all are part of the house of the house of Israel. This is gonna go deep. I hope y'all stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. So what race scattered them? What's the difference? If there, okay, so here's a lie. Okay, what is this subject about? The lie they say the Bible symbolizes. The Bible symbolizes us, what we're going through, how we're being oppressed. You say, well, there's good, there are evil black people. Yeah, every black person is not a Hebrew. Every African, y'all, we are not Africans, we're Hebrew. We are migrated with the Africans. We were hidden in Africa. We were hidden in Ethiopia. Moses married an Ethiopian woman named Zipporah, didn't she? Zipporah or something like that. So he was dark. She was black. And they migrated. And so when we ran into exile, we ran, scared, running for our life, don't know where to go. We ran to Ethiopia where we blended in. That's where we hid. And still to this day, we have a lot of us there. But they don't mention that we have been hidden here in this country. They don't mention that we have been sent here as slaves, and we are part of the house. We are the house of Israel that ran to exile and ran into this Western world right here and became slaves through the slave trade of South Africa. Through all of that. And also we ran here before that. We was here. So how come you say, well, okay, teacher, okay, what about the white people and the Chinese and all that? They were not called, they were not chosen by the Most High God. They are not scattered. They were not, he said would not make us a nation to perish. We will not never perish. I'm gonna show you, explain. Who are the white people? Who are the Chinese and all of them? Who are the East? Let me get my phone and we'll explain that. Why they are not the ones who were chosen. We all know they're not the ones that were chosen. We know that. Now, I'm not saying that the Most High God don't have his hand on some of them to do his work. I'm not saying that. But most of them will perish because of how they are. They believe in Wicca, natural nature stuff. A lot of them don't believe in the Most High God because a lot of them know the truth that the Most High God have chosen us and they have mistreated us and have not favored us like the Bible say favored us. Instead, they chose to favor a pack of Jews who Hitler murdered, mistreated them, to throw people off, to say that they were the chosen one so that people would not favor us because we lie in the country that they lie in. We sleep in this very country. We live here. We are Americans just like them now. And they don't want they don't want our heads to be held up high. Because what? A nation with heads held up is a nation that's hard to bring down. So what's going on? Who are these? Okay. Let's find out here. So, the Edomites or the Caucasians, the Edomites and the other, if you're not Israel, you're Edomite. Were an ancient Semitic people, descendants of Esau. Let me check my video. Semitic people of Esau, descendants of Esau, Jacob's twin brother. Jacob had a twin brother. He was real hairy. They say he was kind of red-like, and they were twins though. But he came out white, or he came out a different breed, real hairy all over, and that sounds like white people, right? Real hairy all over. You got very black people who got hair, they got white mixed in them or something else mixed in them. But you got some blacks that got some really hairy bodies, but very few. And a lot of them who got hairy bodies are mixed with another race. Known for their red, arid, Esau's twin brother who inhabited the mountainous region of Seir, southeast of the Dead Sea, often acting as rivals to the Israelites. Rivals. Someone who always was against us. Sound like that today, right? Black against white, white against black, always against us, trying to make us our slaves, trying to bring us down, don't hire us when we get interviewed online. I don't know who the interviewers be, but every time I try to do an onboarding interview online to try to get a job, when I know I qualify, they always turn me down. I wonder who the interviewers be. In this city, whoever they are, wherever, most of these big corporations like that, these staff corporations, these staff agencies are owned by white people and other race of people who don't want to hire us to work with them. And Esau and Jacob was always against each other. And Esau always promised Jacob that he would kill him. And still to this day, they're still trying to kill us. So known for their red, arid territory and expertise in trade and copper, they frequently conflicted with Israel and Judah, becoming a significant, often adversarial neighboring kingdom. A region descended from Esau, also called Edom, meaning red. They share a close kinship with the Israelites, yet remain historically distinct. Still to this day, they try to be friends with Israel. America's still trying to be friends with Israel, and that's not the real Israel. That's not the original Israel. We all know that. So we know that. So who are the original Israels? Okay, so now the Lord explained, we explain who they, now, they often battled Israel notably, refusing them passage during the Exodus and attacking during the reign of Saul. King David conquered them, and they later became vassals to Assyria. Come on, Assyria, the Assyrians, come on, man. We all know the Assyrians are white people. Caucasians. So we know so we know it's not their race, it's not their nation that has been called. The Bible is not talking about them. Because they're not being oppressed. They're not being discriminated. They're not being targeted. They were not slaves. They have not been through torture like us. They have not been through what our ancestors and what our race, our tribe is going through right now today. They don't go through that. They are not going through that. So let me show you. The Lord promised to not end us as a nation. That's how come we're still here. That's how come y'all like, man, they still living, we dying every day from cancer and all that. But he said he would not end us as a nation. We're considered as Gentiles now. And when the last Gentile arrived, that's when the end. That's when he will come back and save us. But the Lord promised to not end us as a nation. That's why we're still here, and I'm going to give you scriptures on that. In fact, let's go to Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Now we're going to get into what does this symbolize, what does this mean? Is this the truth that the church has been teaching us, or is it a lie? You know what I mean? So here we go. And while we're in, let me find it, hold on. Let's make sure that this is right. I'm on the wrong one, my bad. Okay, let's make sure. Oh, another thing, so we have been oppressed. And it shows that we're gonna always be a nation that the Edomites, our oppressors will not destroy us. The Most High God is always going to keep us a nation. Y'all remember that. So, And because of their disobedience, let's read this. Now, we'll go to this in a minute. First, let's go to, where are we going to go to? Here we go. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Okay. I'm going to show you the lies and the truth of what there is some symbolic meanings we're going to go over right quick. Okay, we won't be long. So you want to learn what this stuff really means. It's about us. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all something. We're going to go deep here. Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Come on, chapter 12, verse 3. There we go. All right. Okay. Oh, it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee. And indeed shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarah his wife, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's the Lord saying right there, oh, I will make of thee a great nation. That's us, Israel. This is verse 2. And will bless thee and make thy name great, and thy shall be a blessing. But he said right here in 3, and I will bless you that bless thee, and curse those who curse thee. Instead of blessing us, you bless the ones who the Lord didn't say bless. Instead of blessing us, y'all made us slaves. Our ancestors slaves. I'm talking about the Edomites here. I'm talking about our slave masters, the slave traders, the ones who have died in their graves right now, who have killed and murdered thousands of our ancestors, and the ones who are living today, like Trump, man, racist. I believe Trump is racist. I believe that he has a lot to prove to show that he's not. There are a lot of people in high authority who are racist and who are against us. They have not blessed us like the Bible commands, when the Bible strictly is pointing out that this is about us. We are the ones who he's saying blessed. We have been scattered, and the ones who have been oppressed is living proof. Look at us. Look what we're going through. When y'all see us, a lot of y'all shake your head and say, man, they have been through a lot. They go through so much. He said, so since y'all, he said, and curse him that curses thee, and indeed shall all families of the earth be blessed. He said all of our families are going to be blessed because he's going to curse the ones who curse us. Who curse us? The ones who made us slaves. The one who's trying to kill us now, who's polluting our communities, who's building these big buildings, warehouses and stuff in our communities that have a lot of waste, electronical waste that we breathe in and out that's causing us to have asthma, respiratory problems, and stuff like that, bringing cancers, causing cancers to develop in our breasts, in our lungs, and all that stuff, man. They're cursing us instead of blessing. That's why this is significant. So I'm going to show you in the Bible where he say, but what he's going to do to those who have done that to us. Watch this. Watch this. You feel trip out. Okay, so we're going to go to, where's that at, right? Okay. So I'm going to show you where that's not going to be no more. Now watch this. If I can get to it. Okay, let's see if this is it right here. Okay. Nope, that's not it. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah. And I'm going to show you where our oppressors will know more. That's why the Bible ain't talking about it's not for them and try, because they are already living their good life. I'm going to show you where. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 49 right quick, okay? I'm going to show you where they're going to be destroyed and we're not, okay? And so I'm saying they don't teach us that in the Bible. The Bible is talking about us. See, and they don't tell you that, okay, when we read this, they don't tell you who they really are. Now watch this. Who are the Edomites? Okay? Who are the Edomites? Jeremiah 49 and 10. Okay, here we go. Jeremiah 49 and 10 says this. Jeremiah 49 and 10 says this. Well, we're going to have a part 2 on this as well. 49 and 10 says this. So it says this. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. This is Edom. Esau started the nation, the Edomites. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. He's talking about at the end when he's going to destroy the Edomites. They're not going to be able to oppress us no more, all that. This Bible is based off of us being captured and saved by the Most High God. This is and talking about our capturees. Okay? The ones who captured. Okay. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay? So, that's 49 and 10. And have uncovered his secret places. You know what that means? Wow. Have uncovered his secret places. Obadiah and so in Obadiah, even in Obadiah in chapter 1 verse 18 it says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Esau for stubble. Wow. For the Lord had spoken it. And Jeremiah 49:18 describes Edom fate as being like the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. So Edom, the Bible is not talking about, was not made for the Edomites. It was not made for the Edomites. Is anybody, any tribe, any nation, any race that is not from the tribe of Judah or is not the house of Israel. That's an Edomite. Edomite is that group of people right there. So the Bible is not speaking of them. The Bible is speaking about the group, the race of people that have been oppressed since the day that we was created. It was made for us, tribe of Judah, African Americans here, Latino Americans, Native Americans. That's how come we have been treated the worst. That's how come we have been, you know how many Mexicans trying to get over here, who's dying trying to get over here, who want a better life, who just can't get it, who just, some of them won't have a chance to make it, and some of these kids ain't going to live to see this country trying to get over here. They have been miserably poor, beat down, broke down, starving, all that. No, they wasn't treated as worse as us, like slaves. But y'all have, you are part of this Bible as well. So, okay. So Genesis chapter 12, verse 3 says this. We already went there, right? Okay. So they don't support us. Y'all don't support us. They don't. We got that out the way. Okay, what does Psalm symbolize? Do you know that Psalm symbolize us? All that crying David was doing to the Most High God, to Yahweh, to Jehovah. You know, I call him my mechanic. Do you know that all that crying, all that stuff he was saying was symbolizing us crying out to him to this day? To this day, we're crying out to him just like King David was crying out to him over 2,000 years ago, over 4,000 years ago. Come on, man. Let's go to Psalms real quick. Friend, we're going to go to Psalms chapter 78 right quick, all right? And I'm going to show y'all how they was, when every time the church was reading Psalms to us, they wasn't telling you that they was talking about us African Americans. That black preacher that you grew up with, he was ignorant. He didn't know. And if he did, he didn't want to say it because he didn't think the whole church was going to agree. Because our ancestors was taught by our slave masters a lie. That when King David was doing all that crying, it was just him. It was about him. And we should imitate that. Cry out to God when we're in trouble. That's what we was taught. When it was really showing us how long, and you know, and it was saying how long David had to suffer running from King Saul. When the Lord anointed King David and took King Saul's crown, took his throne. So King Saul got jealous because everybody was praising King David because he had got anointed king. So King Saul was out to kill him. And King David ran for his life for so many years, running from King Saul. And he didn't know when it was going to stop. He kept crying out to the Most High God, saying, how long are you going to let me suffer? How long are you going to keep making me run from this man? How long are you going to keep my enemies after me? When are you going to thrash my enemies? When are you gonna destroy my enemies? When are you gonna stop them? When are you gonna revenge me? When are you gonna save me from my enemies? That's that same cry all through the Bible that you hear the Israelites crying out to God about. When are you gonna save us? When are you gonna get us out of slavery? When are you gonna save us from Pharaoh? It's that same cry. And it's that same cry, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all these marches and protests that we're doing in Dallas today, that we're doing in Memphis, Tennessee, that we're doing in Los Angeles, California, New York, to Houston, Texas, to, man, I'm telling you, to Funky Town. It's that same cry. We're still crying out that same cry. We have been crying out since King David been crying out in the book of Psalms in the Bible. When are you going to save us from our enemies? When are you going to stop them from trying to kill us? When are you going to help us keep them from arresting us every time when they know we're innocent? When are you going to stop them from throwing us in prison? When are you going to stop them from giving us 50 years when we only deserve 5 months? When are you going to stop letting them kill us and destroy and kidnap our kids and they never can be found? When are you going to stop? When are you going to stop letting them oppress us and depress us and try to pollute our air in our communities? When are you going to stop them from putting us on blast? Every little thing we do, they put us on the media and try to keep us down. And when are you going to stop them from killing us? It's that same cry. It's that same cry. When are you going to save us from our enemies? When are you going to save us from these racist white folks? When are you going to save us from them who hate us and want to kill us? When are you going to say, how long are you going to have us slaves? Our ancestors been crying that, and Christ, that same cry that King, it symbolizes us. They don't teach y'all that in church. They're teaching us that it's just to imitate it, but they're not saying what it really means. If you hear shuffling and scuffling, that's somebody outside shoveling snow. They had to pick the time when I want to teach the word of the Lord. It symbolizes us. Okay, so we're in Psalm 78. I'm going to take a break right after this. Okay, Psalm symbolizes us. We read Psalm 78 says that. Let's just go to Psalm 78 real quick. I'm going to show y'all some, just how it sounds and all that. It's a wonderful thing to when you read Psalms. It's showing you how King David crying out to the Lord is showing us how we were going to cry out to him. It was showing you, it's a symbolization, a symbolic meaning of the future of how we was going to cry out to him. How we was going to suffer and cry out to him. His long suffering imitates the long suffering that we're going through right now. The Psalm symbolizes us. They don't teach you in the church because it has not been revealed to the pastors. It has not been revealed to most of these teachers. The Most High God revealed it to his chosen ones. He has revealed that to me. Psalms has been because it's the same cries. Read the Bible. Hear how the Israelites cried out to the Most High God when they were slaves in Egypt. Hear how they kept saying, when, when. King David out through something. When are you going to save me? When are you going to save me from my oppressors? When are you going to help me? When are you going to bring me through this? When are you going to get my revenge? And he kept, and we're saying the same thing. We're crying out to him about the same things. So it's a symbolic meaning. It's a symbolic meaning. Psalm 78 says this right here. Watch this. I'm going to show you something else. It says, is that just regular 78? Ooh, wow, I forgot all about that one right there. Wow, this is deep. Okay, y'all. Wow. Okay, so Psalm 78 links to Revelations 22. Let's see what Psalm 78 says right quick. Psalm 78 that links to 22 right here. Psalm 78. Psalm 78. Let's see what this is saying, because this is deep. Now I don't want y'all to get lost right here, because I'm gonna tell you something, man. This Psalm 78 actually is okay. Psalm 78 retells the history of redemption from slavery, highlighting God's miracles, splitting of the Red Sea and all that stuff. So the Lord is trying to show us how he's going to bring wonderful works to us so we can establish a testimony. We need a testimony. The house of Israel needed a testimony. So he was going to split the Red Sea and do all that. And this is what he's saying, telling Israel, marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers in the land of Egypt and the field of Zoan. That's verse 12. Verse 13 said, he divided the sea and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand as a heap. In the daytime also he led them with a cloud, and all the night with a light of fire. So the Lord did all these wonderful things in front of Israel so that we can have a testimony. So they can pass that down to us, right? Okay, he saved them through all that, right? And what links to that scripture right there is Revelation chapter 23, verse 7 and 17. Let's go there right quick. Revelation chapter 7. Revelation 22, okay? Let's go there right quick. And I'm going to show you what all this stuff means. We're finna go deep. Y'all be patient. I'm just trying to just kind of, I don't want to miss out on nothing right here. I just kind of want to kind of break down some stuff that the entire Bible is talking about us. It symbolizes, the symbolic meaning is about us mainly. It's nothing else. Maybe 1-2% is about other nations, but it's mainly about us. It's for us to be uplifted, inspired, and to move forward. Okay? Chapter 22, right? Revelation chapter 20, it links to that. How God is doing wonderful, right? How he's going to save us. It links to it. Chapter 22, all right, it says this. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal. First, he was talking about the water, how he split the water, remember that? Now, and he showed me a pure river of water of life. He saved them by splitting the water. He used water to save them, and so that was in Psalm 78, and in Revelation, after 4, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years later, he's saying, and he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the midst of the streets of it, and on the other side of the river was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manners of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no more night there, and they need no candle, neither light nor day, blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is some good stuff. We represent the tree right there he's talking about. That's of the tree. We represent all of that. The healing of the nations, that's us. Tribe of Judah. House of Israel, that's us. So we represent all that. Here we go. Okay. So that's I just want to show you that. Just want to show y'all what was linked. Let's go to Psalms 105 and 106. I'm showing y'all. Actually, let's go to Psalms 114. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you that. They don't teach y'all this in the church of what this really is saying. All of these prayers that King David was saying to the Lord, the Most High God, all the prayers that they were saying right there, excuse me, all the prayers that they were saying, all those, that was symbolizing the future prayers that was about to happen, and that's us. That was symbolizing that right there. So, here you go right here. We got Psalms 114, who said this, when Israel went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob, from a people of strange language, Judah was his sanctuary and Israel his dominion. The sea saw it and fled, Jordan was driven back. The mountains skipped like rams, and the little hills like lambs. What ail did, O thee sea, that thou fleddest, thy Jordan that was driven back, ye mountains that ye skipped like rams. The sea being split represented God saving us from our enemies. I know that the church taught us that the sea was gonna that he said we walked through the Red Sea. We walked through the Red Sea, and that's how we got saved from the pharaohs, from the Egyptians. But they don't show us and really tell us the truth that it symbolizes the Most High God, our Lord, saving us from our oppressors, those who hate us. What did Luke? What did it say in Luke? What did Yahweh shall say? Who we call Jesus? He said, no, true, who was that, John? True salvation comes from the Most High God saving us from our enemies. True salvation comes from us being saved from our enemies. That's true salvation. Why did he say that? Why did he say that's true salvation? He could just said salvation is confessing that Jesus is Lord and believing with all your heart that God raised him from dead. Why was that thrown in there? Because why did he say true? He could just say salvation comes from being saved from our enemies. But he said the word true. That means that's the actual fact of it all, that we're going to be saved from our enemies. Then who are our enemies? Who is the enemies? The enemies is those who hate us. He said true salvation comes from saving us from those who hate us. That's also in Luke. From those who hate us. Why do they hate us? Because of our color, our skin color, because of we were chosen. We were made to be slaughtered like sheep. Y'all ever see an African American with an afro, or just wash their hair and they blow dry and they be all fluffy and like curly and stuff? Like, you ever see a lamb, a sheep? who just got their hair washed and blow dried or be all puffed up. We're like a human lamb. We're like, the Most High God made us like a lamb. Did y'all know that? Tribe of Judah. Did you know that that's why our hair is like that? Because we was made in the image of Yahushua. That is the Son of the Most High God. He had hair like this, like wool. He said we were made to be slaughtered like sheep. That's how come y'all oppressing us, because we was made to take all that. So that he can bring us back, so that he can save us from y'all, so that the world can worship him and he can be praised and everybody will know that he is the Most High God. Sorry, that's just the way it is. He's on his ego trip and we got to honor it. Because he created us. He's worthy to be praised and worshiped. He's good to us. Look what he said. He protects us. He has kept us as a nation and not been wiped out. We should have been wiped out as a nation. We have been through slavery twice, in Egypt and in this country, our ancestors. And look, the seed of our ancestors who were slaves is still here, and they're still trying to kill us by polluting our communities, using us as lab rats, kidnapping our kids that's never been found. Welcome to the Truth Hurts. Y'all see, 114, he said, Judah was in, it says, for Egypt, Israel went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob, from a people of strange language. Judah was his sanctuary and Israel his dominion. The sea saw it and fled. Jordan was driven back. The mountains skipped like rams and the little hills like lambs. Talking about the sea, when the Lord split it to sea. It represents him splitting our adversaries, our oppressors, those who hate us up, and saving us from them. That sea represents the haters. Did y'all know that? He split it. The sea represents the racist people who want to kill us. Did y'all know that? The shaking of the sea, the disturbance of the sea represents him that is going to bring Edom to chaos and wipe them out where they're not going to be no more. The people who want to continue to overpower us, to be superior over us, who think that they are more supreme being than us, those are the people who he's talking about. Those are the Edomites. What does Psalm 148 and 14 say? Let's see what that says. Psalm 148 and 14. Here we go right here. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, and people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. He's talking about the horn. Did you know that the horns, I'm going to tell you some links. Revelation chapter 7 and 17. Let's go there. This is in Psalms. He's talking about horns in Psalms. Every time they talk about horns being blown in the Bible, it does not say it represents the freedom of our people. That's when the Lord is going to represent an attack that's going to save us. I'm talking about African Americans, tribe of Judah here, the house of Israel, Latino, Native Americans, those of us who have been oppressed and have made slaves from the beginning since Egypt to now, still trying to make us slaves, still want to make America great. That means it's getting rid of all of us and only white people here. They're talking about that. Because it is not just in this country now. It has became an epidemic to where every people that is not black or brown want superiority over us. all over the world. And they're trying to get into one new world order. You think Russia is going to be for African Americans if we go to war? They're going to try to protect us and save us? You think Germany is? You think the Britons and all of it is? The horns represents our freedom. They just saying they blew the horns and that's when the end. When we hear the horn, that's when the Lord gonna come back. That's all they say. When we hear the horn blow, the trumpet blow, that's when it's the end. That's what we've been taught in church, but they never break down what do the horns symbolize. It symbolizes the freedom of the African Americans who is really the original Hebrew children, descendants of the original Hebrew children, slaves who were in Egypt and slaves who were in this country for over 400 plus years. We are still suffering. Y'all know it. Look at our race. We are still suffering. Everywhere you look, an African American suffering from something, either being discriminated, hated, not being treated right, mistreated, being bullied by authorities, murdered, sick all the time, always in the hospital on a cane, crutch, or wheelchair, begging for food, homeless, have no money, broke down cars. We are the most in this country. And we have the lowest percentage. You got more Mexicans here in this country, and it's more of us broke down, beat down than them. They getting blessed more because they were not the ones who was cursed like us. They got part of the curse, but we were cursed the most because we were chosen as God's favorite. I mean, not favorite, but chosen one. We were the chosen ones that was going to start the rock. We were going to start the representation of his son, Yahweh Shai. We're almost done with these scriptures, y'all. Hey. This is what Psalm symbolizes. All through the prayers that David was giving us, all these prayers he was sending out to the Lord, the Most High God. Y'all heard him. Lord, please save me from my enemies. When are you going to trample down on my enemies? When are you going to avenge me from my enemies? All those prayers represent our prayers. When I say our, I'm talking about the tribe of Judah. Because we have been crying out to the Lord and have died crying. We are the dry bones. We are the valley of the dry bones. Our ancestors who were slaves are them people. The slaves who cried out to God but never made it, that's the prayer. But and died in the flesh, those prayers you hear King David crying out for, that symbolizes them, and it also symbolizes the oppression that we're going, the prayers that we're sending out to the Lord today because of our oppression of what we're going through, how we're living, our living conditions, our living situations, how we're not favored to get houses, to get homes, to buy, and all that. They discriminate us, they turn us down, they turn their backs on us more. It's harder for us to survive out here. We always got to cry out to God about something. It's always something we always got to cry out to him to get. We're always in want. We're always in need. We are the most race that has been broken down, beaten down, that's in need. Look at the percentages. Continue to watch my shows. I'll give you the percentage every time you click that button. So don't look at me like that. I'm telling y'all the truth. Don't get mad at me because I'm telling y'all the truth. Only research the truth. Don't get mad at me. Research what I'm telling y'all. Dig up the truth. Dig it up like I dug it up. This is my gift. I am an activist. And I bring out percentages and where it's down and where it's up and where we lack at and where we don't lack at and all that, you know. And where we need help, where we don't need help, I'm bringing out all that. Psalms represent us. Most of Psalm is representing the house of Israel, y'all. It's representing the cries of the house of Israel. It's representing the oppression of the house of Israel. The tribe of Judah. That's what, when you hear King David, so those of y'all who are in love with Psalms, that's it. That's us crying out to him. It's representing us. It's the Lord showing us what we're going to go through. It's the Lord showing us what is about to happen. It's the Lord showing us, I hear y'all prayers. He's showing us through King David's prayers that he hears us. King David had already prayed those prayers up to him for us. The Lord had already received our prayers through him. We just got to receive this word in Psalms. Oh, this deep. Y'all don't want to go deep, man. Y'all don't want to go deep. Y'all don't want to go deep. See if I need some more coffee. Take a short break right quick. Okay, so let's see what Psalms 136 say right quick. Y'all go to Psalms 136. If you want more of my beats, continue to listen to my channel. I'm on Facebook called TA The Activist, the letter T, dot A dash The Activist on Facebook. None but music. Or look me up on YouTube. Y'all know my channel right here. So subscribe to both. Share it to your friends and family and everybody here, okay? Thank you. That's the offering I want y'all to give to me. I don't ask for nothing to teach. That's my offering. That's the offering I need right there. Share it with someone. I don't need your money. Share it with someone. Share the word. Psalm 136 says this. Okay, 136. Give thanks unto the Lord. Oh, he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the God of God, for his mercy endureth forever. Oh, this is all about endureth forever. Mercy is mercy. So we got that right there. Okay. So we know his mercy endured forever. That scripture did not go exactly where I wanted to go. But anyway, we're done with the Psalms right now. So, on the other stuff, we're going to stand up on these. Okay, here we go. So, now I'm going to show y'all where a lot of these names up here, there are symbolic meanings to all of this. And the symbolic meaning is meaning us. When I say us, y'all think we talking about all the churches symbolize, everybody who walking around calling themselves Christians, everybody walking around calling themselves Christians are not tribe of Judah or the house of Israel. And a lot of people that's going around calling themselves Christians and believe are Edomites, and a lot of them are racist, but still call themselves Christians. Then does it dawn on you how many, you see a lot of black people too, but white people, black people who call themselves Christians but won't even invite you in their homes. But we supposed to be in the same body. You ain't my brother or my sister. Get out of here with that, man. You won't invite me into your home. The Bible says if you don't invite me into your home, knock the dust off my shoulder and keep going. Move on. Pray for that person. You know, so I mean, when I say us, I'm talking about the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah, my people, black and brown. because we have been oppressed the most. We have been beaten down and broken down the most. We are targeted the most. We are discriminated the most. Every job we get, they pay us the less money. They'll give the white boys $22 an hour, but I can go to that same company with the same qualifications and even better and only get $16 an hour. We are discriminated the most so we can stay down. And it's meant that way. It's orchestrated that way through the hands of the Most High God. Because the Bible say that we will be cursed. If it was not that way, if it changed, then the Bible will be made a lie. So we have to be discriminated on. We had to be slaves because we were disobedient to him because he called us first. He chose us first and we disobeyed him with Moses. And it was our ancestors, not us. Our ancestors, our kin. And it's brought down to us. Can't y'all see that? That's why this Bible was wrote for us, to keep us encouraged, to keep us inspired so that we won't give up, because when all hell break down, when all hell break loose, it breaks loose down on us mostly. When the disease or virus hits the area, we are the main ones affected and die the most from these viruses. And we're still not being wiped out, because the Bible says he would not wipe us out as a nation. That's how come y'all can't wipe us out. Y'all sure trying to. Every time a virus or disease is hitting and spreads, we are the main one dying from it. Why? Because we are the main ones on substance abuse. Our immune system is very poor. Any virus hit, of course, we're going to die the most. We're going to catch it faster than anybody because we're on drugs more than anybody. We're on alcohol more than anybody. Let wisdom sink in. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. We're cursed off the land we was made and the land we were cursed from, because we ate from blah, blah, all that stuff. I'm going to tell y'all that's a lie too, what it really symbolizes. But we were cursed from this land also. That's how come the dope that we're using comes from the land. The heroin, the coca leaves, all that, the cocaine, that all comes from the land. All that, and we're cursing ourselves by using those very things that's supposed to be used as medicine. But the Lord say in the Bible that we will be cursed from the land. And we are. Over 75% of African Americans are on drugs, drugged out, or have a substance abuse problem. I think they said, 70-something, almost 90%, really. That's a curse. It's supposed to be like that so that the prophecy can come true. If we were all living right and great like the white people, like the media, the more like the other race of people, we was living good like them and was not slaves here, then all of this would be a lie in the Bible. All this saying that we was going to be slaves, we was going to be oppressed until the second coming of Yahweh Shah, which is Christ, the second coming. If the Bible said all that was going to happen and it don't, then this will be made a lie, and the Most High God would not get his worship or praise on him. He would not get that. So he is not to be mocked, the Bible says. So he is not going to let that happen. So that's how come he's continuing to allow us to be oppressed, allow us to be drugged out, allow us to be in more pain and going through sicknesses and diseases more than any other tribe or race. That's how come he continued to allow us to be thrown in prison when we're innocent. That's how come he continued to allow us to die more of cancer and have more diseases than any other race. That's how come he is allowing all this, so that his prophecies and his prophets who went out to prophesy his prophecies will come true and stay true. If anything else, we can't live high on it. We can't live with it like the Joneses, all of us. And those of us who got money like the Joneses is going to be put on blast. We're not going to have the peace we want. Puff Daddy and them, all them, Bill Cosby and them, Michael Jackson. Yeah, they was rich. They was up there with the Joneses when it came to money, but they did not have the peace like the Joneses had when it came to money, because they got a worldly peace that they got. We don't get a worldly peace because we're not of this world. We have to have a spiritual peace. But a lot of those guys who made it to the top didn't get their spiritual peace because they were not living in an obedient manner that the Lord told them to live. So they was put on blast and they died, and a lot of them died in a negative outlook. ODing on drug, Prince, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, molesting women, all that. And a lot of it was lies, but that's part of the curse. So for those of y'all saying, well, there's a lot of black people rich living, yeah, but they're on blast. And those of us who are not rich, who just are engineers, who making 6 figures a year and all that, who live in financially best, we still have to live in a curseful world to where we have to turn on the TV and see our neighbors who are black, see our kids who go to school who are discriminated. We have to experience racism even when we go in the grocery stores, when we're on the highways, and when we're driving in our cars and stuff, when we're at our work areas, we still have to experience racism. That's part of the curse. We cannot keep living and live. We're not going to live without those racism comments coming and attacking us. If so, then this would be a lie. We have to be discriminated. We have to be looked down on. We have to be looked like sheep, that like we were made to be slaughtered like sheep. It's written in the Bible that that's what we was made for, so that the Lord can use us to show his mighty hand. He used the lowest of the lowest people, the down-rated, discriminated people. He used the most beat-down people to show his mighty hand so everybody can say, that must be the Most High God. So keep your head up, African Americans. Keep your head up, Latino Americans. Keep your head up, Native Americans. Keep your head up, House of Israel. Keep your head up, Tribe of Judah. Because we were made for this for a reason, because he's going to bring us out. We have a reward coming. We have a reward coming. All because we've been through all this. It's meant for them to go through the mansions and have all this nice stuff, the pretty long hair and all that, and rich, and go to TCU and all this stuff. And you got 10% African Americans there, but 90% white people there because they the only ones, they can afford it the most. That's a curse there. To have to see stuff like that is a curse. When they can wake up and see, look at all of our people getting education, and there's very few of the African Americans in there. I say African Americans because I don't say the Chinese American and the Asian American, because y'all can go back to Asia and y'all prospering there in y'all country. African Americans don't have a country we go to. Africa is not our country. Israel is our country. Still to this day, I see programs, I see ministries go to these apartment complexes and public complexes that they target where a lot of Africans live who speak Swahili and stuff like that, where a lot of Africans from South Africa and all that live, in here in Fort Worth, Funkytown, Texas. And they target the places where African lives, who speak African language, or who speak French or Swahili, okay? But I noticed they knock on their doors, but all the African Americans who stay there, who were born here, they didn't knock on our doors. They didn't even speak to us. They might invite us 1 or 2 times, but they catered mainly to the Africans. Still to this day, they do not bless us, because we are cursed and we're living under that curse to where they are not going to cater to us. That's why the Bible says, bless you who bless Israel, and curse those who curse Israel. They're not blessing us. That's why they're going to be cursed in the end. They look down on us still. They still look at us as that. That's the people who are descendants of slaves. So I'm going to show you right quick, okay? I'm going to show you where all of this is symbolic meanings, and then we're done. I'm going to show you what this is talking about us, okay? Let's make sure that this is right, okay? See, I got my fans here. Jasmine Lopez, Bruce Wallowin. Thanks said hi. Hey, Camia. I got a few people here. We'll see what's up. Okay. All right. So we got this. This is what the churches don't teach us. Noah. Did you know that Noah symbolizes us? The ark. let's see what the ark symbolizes first of all, because we have to know the ark. The ark symbolizes refuge for us. The ark, Noah and the ark. When we was in church, we were taught that the Lord destroyed the earth with water. And that's all we know is, and God had Noah to build an ark and took male and female of every species to save them so they can have babies and be fruitful and multiply after the water dried up. And every male and every female of every animal and all that insect creature and all that. And the ark saved them. Did you know that those animals represented us, God saving us? Every male and every female? And that ark represented the refuge of Yahweh Shah, that the Lord, and it's a symbolic meaning of refuge. Did y'all know that? The ark symbolizes the symbolic meaning of refuge, of safety for the tribe of Judah, the house of Israel. African Americans here. They don't teach us that. They just teach us that they built the ark. Why are you saying it symbolizes that? Where does this make sense? Because look who were slaves here in this country and in other parts of the world. Look who's looked down on the most. Look who's oppressed the most. Every time you turn on the news or somebody is an African American getting killed or thrown in prison for nothing or being looked down on, from celebrities to the lowest of the lowest. I looked up the percentage of us dying the most of diseases and viruses. And we're the lowest percentage here. There's only 14.some% of us here. So I'm trying to find out why is that? Because we were the ones. Because we were the ones that were scattered. Because we are the fewest in number here. We don't have a nation anywhere else. Our nation is here in this country. So we are not Africans. So the ark represents our refuge. It represents who y'all call Christ. Us in him, believing in, it's our safety. That's the Lord showing us he's going to save us. That we're not going to be totally destroyed. That's what the ark represents. That yes, he knows that we were slaves. He knows that we were oppressed. He knows that we're being discriminated now. He knows that we were barely making it. That they're making it harder. Things up, every food is getting higher. They're trying to cut EBT, and they know that African Americans, Latino Americans, we survive out, we live out. Most African Americans, that's how we survive, because we are the most discriminated when it comes to getting a good job without having a college degree. You know how many white people I know that get good jobs without a college degree, but when we go and fill out that application, we're discriminated the most. That ark represents us, Lord saving us from all of that. Hate groups, murdering us, lynching us, killing us, dragging us, shooting us up, kidnapping our kids who have never been found. That ark represents our refuge, our safety. That God is going to bring us, the Most High God is going to bring us out of all this and save us. And we're not going to be totally destroyed. That's what that ark represents. The water represents baptism, purification. The flood, the water represents how the Lord cleaned up and wiped out all the evil and killed everybody except for Noah and the species and his family that was in that ark. So the water represents purification, baptism. The Lord baptized the earth with water, cleaned it out, cleansed it, dried it up, And when Noah and them came, it was a whole new earth. So the water represents baptism. They don't teach y'all that in the church. It represents us being cleansed. It represents us. When I say us, it's not talking about the Edomites. It's not talking about everybody. It's talking about just the house of Israel. It represents us being cleansed. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Lazarus. Y'all know the story about Lazarus and the rich man? Lazarus died twice. There's two Lazarus. Did you know that Lazarus means God has helped? The Lord has saved. The Lord has helped us. Did you know, y'all know that? The church never taught y'all that Lazarus means Lord has helped. Lazarus and the rich man, when Lazarus died, Lazarus was a beggar. He had a body full of sores. You go to Luke chapter 16, verse 19 and 31, and John chapter 11, 38 and 44, if you want to look up Lazarus. Y'all read that tonight. That's your assignment, okay? I'm trying to get to my comments right here, and I can't get to them, So, Lazarus died. Lazarus was a beggar, and he was begging for food at this rich man's palace. He was always begging for food and sleep on the edge of the house, by the gate. You see these rich, big mansions, they got a gate that you have to enter before you get to the house. Well, he slept by that gate, looking forward to the crumbs that fell from the master's table to eat. Lazarus would always beg for crumbs. He looked up every day. He looked forward to getting up every morning to eat crumbs from somebody else's table. So this is what the Bible said. And the rich man fed him crumbs. Remind me of the story of Booker T. Washington when he said that they would have to fight for the crumbs that fell off from the master's table before the dogs got it. They would have to fight the dogs for the crumbs. So a chicken bone thrown down on the ground with a little meat on it, the dogs would try to get it. Booker T. Washington tried to get it. All his family and brothers and friends and everybody who worked in that house as a slave nigga, all of them tried to fight for that bone. They look forward every day to eat trash from the master's mouth. So that's what Lazarus had to do. He had to survive off eating crumbs from the master's table. So that's what they fed him. So Lazarus represents us. That's why his name means Lord has helped. See, y'all didn't know that. They didn't teach y'all that. That's why his name means Lord has helped. God has helped. That means God is going to help him. The Lord is about to help us. The Lord has already helped us. See, that's what it means. So Lazarus finally died and the rich man died, right? The rich man went to Hades where he was in torment because it was so hot down there, waiting to be judged. And Lazarus went to Abraham's bosom, which is a resting place where God sent those who he have chose. A resting place until it's time where it's nice and cool. And the rich man could see Lazarus from atop resting with Abraham. And he begged Lazarus to put some water on his tongue to cool him down. But an angel of the Lord said, he can't get to you because there's a great gulf that the Most High God put between you and Lazarus. So there's going to be a great gulf between us and our oppressors to where they can't get to us no more. They're going to be able to watch us have our good things and our good times and our peace, and we're going to be able to watch them in torment. Just like they're watching us now in torment, going through all this hell and stuff. And we're watching them with their mansions and their scholarships and all that good stuff and all the silver spoons born in their mouths and all that, how they looking down on us, how they go into our neighborhoods and say we stink and all that, and how they want to destroy us and wipe us out to make us extinct. That's the way we'll be able to see them. So Lazarus represents us, the tribe of Judah, the house of Israel, African Americans right here, right? It represents us. That's why his name means Lord has helped. And the rich man represents the devil, the white people who hate us, the hate groups. Not only the white people, for all of y'all who hate us. For all of y'all who hate Israel because the Lord have chosen us. For those of you who hate us because of our skin color. Y'all represent the devil. Y'all represent the rich man. That's how come y'all trying to stop EBT. Don't look at me like that. Y'all trying to continue to feed us crumbs from the master's table when y'all in control of the food source in this country and the world. Y'all in control of the corporates, the jobs, and all that. And y'all say and who gets scholarships, who get grants, who's going to get hired and all that. Because there's more of y'all here than us. So we get discriminated the most. Y'all represent the rich man. See, they don't teach y'all this stuff in the Bible. I can go deep, but read Lazarus and the rich man, okay? And then there's Lazarus when he died. That's why Lazarus means God has helped. Lazarus died. Remember this Lazarus? He died and Jesus wept. Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. This is the second story about a Lazarus. And I looked up the name Lazarus, and Lazarus means God has helped. The Lord has helped. That means Lord has helped us. He has helped us from our torment. Lazarus was tormented. Lazarus died, and Jesus had to come and raise him from the dead. That's the second time the Lord has helped Lazarus. He helped him from starving, eating crumbs from his master's table, to being in the bosom of Abraham. That means heaven. That means heaven. And he helped him when he died and was buried, and the Lord raised him from the dead. That's the second time the Lord has helped. So Lazarus, my name means Lord has helped. Wow, that's deep, right? That's deep. Y'all didn't know that. Yeah. So we got Lazarus, we got Noah, we got Job. See, these are the symbols. What does the Bible symbolizes? It symbolizes us. African Americans, tribe of Judah, house of Israel. Because we are the one that has been scattered. We are the nation that is still here surviving. And the Bible said he would not let us perish. He would keep our hands on us. Job represents us. Did you know that all those balls and sores Job had? All those sicknesses, his kids died, his wife died, got killed, his family was murdered, was killed and all that by storms, hurricanes, and by the weather. Stuff happened to test Job. And did you know that all those tragedies that happened is the symbolic meaning of all the tragedies that we went through? That our ancestors went through, and that what we're going through right now. All the balls and the sicknesses that Job had, and his friends told him to curse God, but Job wouldn't curse him. How many African Americans do you know that got so many? How many of us you know dying to this day? I got friends, family members died on me, dying right now from cancer, got cancer right now, going through chemotherapies. Got a niece that just died from diabetes because her sugar was too low. And you look at the percentages, we are dying every day by a high number, by sicknesses and diseases. We are the most of it. And we have the lowest number. That Job's sicknesses and those balls and stuff, and we have not cursed God. We have not cursed him. I'm talking about those who are living right. We are not. We're still crying to him, praying to him, saying, Lord, 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 please, please. Every time somebody down us, we still go crying out to him. Job never gave up. Job never stopped. He never cursed God. He kept moving. He kept blessing the Most High God, even though he kept being sick. He kept getting those balls, even though his friends looked down on him. That's just like us today. We're still going through that today. His sicknesses represents our sicknesses. His illnesses, his losing his family, dying on him and all that, and he still never cursed God. That sounds like us. And all these tragedies and catastrophes and disappointments from being mistreated by government authorities and the law and all that, out of all this stuff that we have been through and going through right now today, and our ancestors being slaves, we are still crying out to the Most High God. We still believe in him. All of that stuff Job represents, all that stuff Job went through represents us. They're not teaching you in the church that they're just saying, well, if you sick, look what Job went through. He dealt with it, you deal with it. That's what they tell you. It's not telling you that it represents the seed of David of what we're about to go through. It was trying to show us, it was telling us that stay inspired because what Job went through is what y'all are about to go through. What Job went through in the Bible, what you're reading in the Bible is what you are about to go through. You are about to lose some family members that's going to die on you. You're about to lose some people that's going to get sick and have diseases and viruses. You're about to be beat down, broke down. You're about to lose your jobs. You're about to be evicted and homeless for a while. Most of us is like that in this country. How many races do you know that's like that in this country more than us? Not none, but us. House of Israel. So Job represents us, the house of Israel. It is not just trying to tell you where Job went through all that when you get sick and saying, well, if Job can deal with it, then you deal with it. It is not just saying that. It's trying to show us that this is what we're about to go through. And then this is trying to tell us the Most High God bought Job out of it. And he healed him and he got another wife. He got more kids. He got more stuff. He got double of what he lost. And he regained his joy and his peace back. The Lord is showing us through Job that even though we went through slavery here in this country, even though our ancestors went through slavery in Egypt, even though we have been mistreated, discriminated, broke down, beat down, kicked, bitten by dogs, by the police, sprayed by water hose from the fire department, still to this day, giving us the wrong medicines, all that stuff that they've been doing to us, trying to kill us and wipe us out. He's trying to tell us that just like he brought Job out of that, he's going to bring us out of it because Job was a Hebrew as well. He's going to bring us through all of that. That's what Job represents. Stop reading Job as, well, Job was sick and you be sick. He dealt with it, you deal with it. It is not just saying that. Stop being stupid. This is what it really means. They don't want to teach y'all that because they don't want us to walk up with they don't want us to walk around with our heads up saying, man, Job represents us. Because you got Edomites out here teaching the Bible, and when they ain't even supposed to be teaching the Bible. You got Edomites trying to tell us who Job is when Job is a part of our nation, is a part of our tribe. How the hell you going to try to tell me who Job is when you are the adversary? So we got Noah, Lazarus, Job, Jonah. Jonah represents us. Jonah in the well represents the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah. Don't y'all know that? The house of Israel, the tribe of Judah. Jonah in the well represents the grave of being swallowed by our enemies, our adversaries. It represents our adversaries. Swallowing was trying to kill us, trying to wipe us out, trying to swallow us whole to where we can't do nothing, where we can't be a good steward to the Lord. Where the well represents the devil. You know what I mean? It represents the hate groups, the KKK. The well represents all that, and the Lord is trying to show that when the Lord swallowed Jonah, when the Lord saved Jonah out of the well, commanded the well to spit Jonah out, that represented him saving us from being swallowed by our enemies. That's all it's saying. It's saying that, yeah, we were slaves here, but we're not going to let that well continue to make y'all slaves till it wipe y'all out. We're going to make that well spit y'all out so y'all can't be slaves no more. And he did. The well represented the devil, our adversaries, who was out to swallow us alive, and he made them spit us out. That's letting us know it's the symbolic meaning to that is that he's not going to let them wipe us out. The well represents 3 days and 3 nights being in that well represents Yahweh being in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights and rose after the third day. The Most High rose him after the third day from the grave, and he became on the right hand side of the Lord forever and forever, and will reign forever as our Lord. He was rose on. The being in the belly of the well for 3 days represents Yahweh being in the grave for 3 days and rose on the third day. When that well spit Jonah out on the third day, that represented Christ rising on the third day. It represented, and he went to Nineveh, and the city was saved from being demolished forever because he obeyed God and went on ahead and preached, prophesied to Nineveh. It represents us getting another chance that he's not going to wipe us out totally no more. It represents Yahweh coming back and saving us from our sins. When the well spit Jonah out, he went out and he preached, and that city was saved. That's why the Lord sent him to preach. But he denied the Lord and ran. And so the Lord had a well to swallow him. That's not, there's a symbolic meaning to that. They try to make you think that it was a real well. It's a symbolic meaning. The well was the devil. The well is our adversaries. The well was the grave. Being in that well for 3 days was Yahweh buried and rose again, meaning showing the power that God has that's going to raise us up again with Yahweh. It's talking about us. The Bible was wrote for us. Okay. We got Jonah in the well. We got David and Goliath. Go to 1 Samuel 17. That'll tell you about David and Goliath. Goliath represents the devil, our adversary. David represents the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah, the seed of David, the seed of Benjamin. They just tell you that David had the guts, he had courage. Be like David and have courage and go out and fight your giants. Defeat your giants. You can defeat your giant. Your giant could be drugs. You can, if your giant is drugs, there's a way you can defeat that giant. It is not just talking about that, man. There's a symbolic meaning to who that giant is. That giant is the devil. That devil is the white man who hate us. That devil is the racist groups out there who want to kill us because of how we look and who we are and because we were chosen. That devil is the Edomites. That's who Goliath represented. And David represented the house of Israel, the Lord Yahweh coming to destroy that devil. And he did it with a slingshot. The slingshot represents how small of a number we are. That's all the Lord is going to need to destroy Goliath. The slingshot represents the small number of us. It's not going to take a whole lot to destroy it. That's what the slingshot represents. That's what the slingshot represents. They're not telling y'all that. They're only teaching us that our giants is our strongholds. But they're not saying who it represents, so we won't walk with our head up. If we knew, everybody knew that slingshot and who that giant really represent, it will make the Edomites look bad right now. And the Edomites are some of the main people that's going around trying to teach this Bible and not teaching it right. They are not telling you the truth in these white churches about who we really are. And they don't want to know the truth. The truth has been hidden from them as well. So David represents us. Goliath represents the devil, the Edomites, the hate groups, the KKKs, the governments, the presidents who are not doing nothing for us, but is totally against the house of Israel. Amen to that. So we got Noah, Lazarus, Job, Jonah, David, and Goliath. All these things represent, it's symbolic, there's a symbolic meaning to all of these subjects and names, and it represents African Americans, the Native Americans, the Latino Americans. It's representing those of us who have been oppressed since the beginning of humankind. Because the ones that I just named, those nations I just named, are mainly the house of Israel. That's why the African Americans were slaves here in this country. Because the Bible said we were going to be slaves. The Bible is for us. It was made for us. The symbolic meaning of the Bible is us. Okay, check it out. Persistent widow. Look it up in Luke 18, chapter 18, verse 1 through 8. The persistent widow. We was taught that the Bible speaks that she kept going to this unjust judge for revenge of her enemies. Somebody did her wrong and she wanted revenge. And she asked the judge to avenge her, and the judge wouldn't do it, but she kept being persistent. That's why they call it the persistent widow. She kept being so persistent, going back to him, continued to go back to him. She wouldn't stop. She would keep going back to him, asking him to avenge her till he got so weary, got tired of her asking him to avenge her, that he said, man, I'm going to go on and give her what she wished. Because if I don't, she's going to worry me to death. That's what the Bible says. Lest she make me weary. That's what it says. So he granted her a wish and he avenged her. It didn't say how. And we're taught that that's how we should continue to go to God, persistent. If God, and that's true. It does mean that don't stop going to God. Be persistent. Be persistent going to the Most High. Don't stop. And he'll get to the point where he get weary enough to where I'm going to grant him what he wants, because his faith is showing me that he believes that I can handle it, that I can solve his problem. But it don't only mean that. It don't only mean that. They're not teaching us that the persistent widow represents the house of Israel being in distress. And the unjust judge represents these people out here, the authorities. The unjust judge is representing also the Most High God, where he's not granting our wish because of our disobedience. So he's not going to give us any justice. But because we keep going to him, we keep crying out to him, he's showing the symbolic meaning to all of this is not just us praying to God at a consistent basis, and he's going to answer our prayers. The symbolic meaning to all of this is that just like the Lord is showing us, he's going to bring us out of all of this captivity stuff, all of this oppression. He's showing that if that judge would do it to this lady who continued to bug him to death about a problem she have, wouldn't the Most High God answer our prayers with the problems we have? He's showing us to keep our heads up, to keep our faith. Don't give up, because we're going to have adversaries that's going to come against us. Keep crying out to him. Don't give up. He's showing us that these problems is about to happen, and he's going to save us from all that. He's showing us that he's going to save us from people like the president who want to wipe us all out. He's going to save us from people like these racist groups, the Nazis and all that, and the KKKs. He's showing us that he's going to grant us our wish from all these protests and marches and movements we started, from our sons and our daughters being murdered by the police and by the government, and that these cold cases that have never been solved, all of our black kids got the highest numbers of being kidnapped and abducted, and not now one of them have been found. Why is that? And so we go to the legislators to change the laws of how to keep our kids safer. We go to the legislators to change the laws of us being discriminated from buying a house the most, from getting pulled over the most. We go and we keep crying out to these legislators and these lawmakers, and they're not giving us what we want. They keep oppressing us, and we keep going to God with this. And the Lord is showing us through the persistent widow that just like the unjust judge granted her wish, that he's going to grant us our wish from our adversaries. That's what it's saying. It's really saying he's going to save us from our enemies. And he's talking about the house of Israel, us African Americans, all of that. For there's a time to come that a lot of us is about to die. A lot of us is going to have to die because war and all is going to break out, sicknesses and diseases, to where there's going to be a lot of racism going on. The Bible speaks that we're going to have to go through this one more time, and no more will they be able to put their hands on us anymore. They're not going to be able to mistreat us no more. So the Lord got all this in here to show us to stay inspired, okay? Keep your head up. The talking snake represents the devil. That represents our adversaries. That represents the government in high places, the authorities in high dark places. That represents them who's trying to wipe out the world, who's trying to take control and make us our slaves, make them our slaves. Make us their slaves. You know, that's what the talking snake in the garden talking to Eve means. It means don't listen to our enemies. Don't be deceived by a lot of stuff in the media and the social media. Don't be deceived by a lot of stuff that's being thrown out there that we're watching and that we're hearing. Continue to go by the word of the Most High God in this Bible. Okay. We got calm the water when there's symbolic meaning that they're not showing y'all. The calming of the water when Yahweh Shai and Peter was in the boat. And the winds picked up and the waves started roaring and the boat was about to flip over. And the Bible speaks that Yahweh Shai started walking on the water, right? And Peter said, hey, if you are the Lord, everybody was scared because they thought he was a ghost walking on the water. And he said, if you are the Lord, then command me to come to you and I can walk on the water. And the Lord commanded Peter to come to him. And Peter started walking on the water. But Peter started to fear, and because he looked at the wind, he looked and seen how the wind was moving the water, and he took his eyes off of Yahweh Shai and started to sink. The moral of the story is we was taught to not take our eyes off the Son of God, to keep our eyes on the Son of God, so that we won't fall in the water, so that we won't sink, so that we won't fall in life. That's all they taught us. They didn't teach us that the water, the calming of the water symbolized that the Lord was going to save us from our enemies. He was going to calm things down for us. That he's here with us. That in spite of the winds and the waves and the waters and the hurricanes and all that in the water and the waves that he's seen is the symbolic meaning of our enemies. The wolves around us. The roaring winds and waters symbolizes the devil himself around us. We got a lot of roaring winds and waters around us that's trying to drown us right now. But Yahweh shall calm the winds down. He calmed the waters down, and Peter calmed down. That's a symbolic meaning of, in spite of all the wolves in white sheep that's around us, in spite of all the racist groups that's around us, in spite of all these hate groups who hate us because of the way we look and our skin color around us, he's going to keep it calm. He's going to keep us in peace. He's going to keep us. There was peace in spite. He even slept in the boat while it was a storm. A great storm hitting the boat. He was in peace. That's a symbolic meaning of that we're going to be in peace while we go through these storms. That's the symbolic meaning of all of these storms that's about to hit us. He's going to keep us in calm, in peace. Okay, so the Red Sea, we got that out. That represented the Lord saving us from our enemies. Splitting the Red Sea apart is our enemies. Being split apart, saving us from them. Okay, the tree, the good fruit, that's in John chapter 15, verse 5. For I am the branches, I am the vine, you are the branches. For he who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. That's John chapter 15, verse 5. That tree that bears much fruit represents the house of Israel. It does not represent nobody else. It does not represent the Edomites. It does not represent the white man preaching in the church. Over here, it represents the house of Israel. It does not represent that Chinese man or that Japanese preaching in this church over here. It represents the tribe of the seed of David. The house of Israel. That tree represents us. We're supposed to bear good fruit. We're supposed to be bearing good fruit because we were chosen to represent him. We were chosen to be his ambassadors. That means everything we do, we're supposed to be representing the Most High God as his servants. That means that we're supposed to be bearing the spiritual fruits to the world, spiritual fruits to our people. No one else has that gift. He didn't give nobody else. That's why he said you will know them by their fruits. You will know who his chosen one is by their fruits, because there's going to be only a few of us who are anointed with that gift to give spiritual fruits out like this. I went deep. Y'all get that another day, man. Okay. Fell by the wayside. That's in Matthew 13, chapter 4, verse 9 through 19. The seed, when the seed fell by the wayside, that tree represents us bearing fruit. And the seed that fell by the wayside, the seeds is us. It's not talking about no other group. It's talking about the house of Israel. And how we will have the seed. How when the farmer was planting seed, and some fell in stony ground, some fell on good soil, and some fell on soil that was horrible. And the seed that fell on the rocks, that when it grew, it died immediately, and the seed that fell on the stony ground grew some, and it stayed up a little bit, but eventually it died. That's the symbolic meaning of the Israelites who heard the word of the Lord, who got involved with the church, who started doing ministry and all that, and one day just forgot. That you was all excited one day when you heard this message, and then tomorrow, the next day, you forgot all about what you learned. That's a symbolic meaning of our disobedience, of how we continue to go to church, we continue to be participant in ministry, we continue to go out and try to tell people who Jesus is and who God is, and then we do not be obedient. We do not do what he say do. We do not live according to what he say do. We forget how he say live. We forget of what he commanded us to do. That represents us only. It represents those seeds that fell by the wayside of the farmer represents us only. The last one, buried talents. Uh-oh. Oh, this is a deep one right here. Buried talents. That represents us when the three men, the master gave his talents out to the three servants, and one talent, he gave 1 talent, the other he gave 2, and the other he gave 3 or 5 talents, I think. One got 5 talents, one got 10 talents, or 2 and one got 1 talent. The one who had the 1 talent buried his talent. The one who had 2 went out and doubled his, and the one who had 5 talents or something doubled his. And the master was pleased with the ones who doubled theirs, but he cursed the ones who buried theirs. He cursed the servant who buried his talent. He didn't do nothing with it. He just buried it. That's the symbolic meaning of us, the Lord giving us gifts that we're not using. It's not talking about nobody else but us. Because we got special gifts to use to inspire us because we were slaves here. He gives us special gifts to inspire one of us to one another. That's why he say fellowship with one another. Because he gives us special gifts to keep us moving. Because he knows that there's going to be times where they're going to stop EBTs. We're going to be put out of our houses because we lost our job. Because we get fired easier than any other race. They're always picking on us. They discriminate us more because of the way we look. They think all black is bad and all white is good. So he gives us these special talents for us to come around and fellowship with one another and use these talents to make our own clothesline, to build our own houses, to invent our own cars. There's like 47 million of us here in this country. We can do all that, but if we just use our talent, but we bury it. So that's the symbolic meaning of us burying our talent and God calling us wicked. So we're considered as wicked. The symbolic meaning of burying our talent is us. We're the talent that's buried. And he's trying to show us unbury it. They're just saying, hey, y'all, we're supposed to use our talent. That's what they teach us in church, but they're not saying that it's the symbolic meaning of the house of Israel using their talent to inspire one another, because we were oppressed here. We have been oppressed and still being oppressed, and the Lord knew that our talents was going to be one thing that's going to keep us going. What the Bible symbolizes. This is what this is about today. Thank y'all for this lesson. We are done for this lesson today. You have been a good audience, a good crowd. These are the truths about what this symbolizes. This Bible symbolizes a whole lot of stuff that represents us. We have to know that. Know your place in the Bible. Know who you are when it comes to studying this. Know who you are. Know where you belong. Know where you belong, because you'll feel it more. When you receive where you belong in this Bible, you'll know exactly what it's for. You know exactly where it's trying to go with you. You know exactly what it's trying to tell you, what it's trying to show you. Okay? I enjoyed the teaching. This was really, really intense. But it needed to be, just kind of want to just show y'all some things about, about the Bible and how we've been misled in some teachings, okay? So, until then, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to my show, The Truth Hurts. Don't forget tomorrow, it might not be any teachings early. If I teach tomorrow, it'll be late tomorrow evening, okay? Or I might wake up and be feeling it and want to teach early, okay? Just stay tuned. Stay tuned into the Activist Show as well. The Truth Hurts. Check out my Facebook channel, T.A-The Activist. Continue to share my music, y'all. Let everybody hear, let everybody know. My prayers are for you, my fans, my students, my subscribers. I pray for you. If y'all really want to learn this, I pray that you get all the knowledge that you need to continue to be able to move forward. Okay? Thank you. I love y'all. Until then, many, many blessings continue to reign forever and ever. Live Yahweh, the Most High God. Peace out.